Y'all know Day 26? This shit just came out. Brian from Day 26 got busted in Texas. Why all these niggas is here? Texas is full. God damn it, quit coming here. This nigga got busted on felony robbery and child support warrants. Felony robbery? Who this nigga robbed? Neighbors look like the group's comeback just hit a little roadblock since Brian Andrews has been gone in the slammer. For those who don't know, one of the voices behind the R&B group Day 26 found himself in cuffs after getting pulled over in Texas. According to reports, cops in Harris County down there in goddamn Houston ran his name during a routine traffic stop and discovered he had an outstanding felony robbery warrant. But that's not all. He's also wanted in Travis County on a misdemeanor warrant for unpaid child support. He was booked in on a $12,500 bond, and it has not been confirmed whether he posted this shit yet. That's $1,250, man. Now, granted, I ain't got $1,250, but he should have 12 goddamn 50. Shit. The arrest couldn't come at a worse time for Day 26. The group's been working overtime trying to get back in the game after years of breakups, drama, and avoiding Diddy. And damn it, since they mentioned Diddy, we might as well get into the Diddy shit. Look. This is what Terrence Howard had to say. I didn't even listen to the shit. Let me see what this nigga had to say.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was...
Desi, what's happening? Listen. I want to tell you something. Matter of fact, let me holler at my chat real quick before we even get into this shit. So you do know, because it was brought to my attention. That you might have possibly thought that I was yelling at you yesterday when I was talking about the Mo3 thing. And I want to let you know I was not yelling at you. I hope that you didn't take it that way. I would never do that. And you a woman. Yeah, no. We don't do that on here. And just in case you thought I was, I apologize. You know, I don't know if you took it that way or not. Glad you came back to join us. Call him genuine. See, look, boy, y'all down here. And then we got everybody in the chat. We got the whole top flight chat in here. Markeisha, everybody in here. Audrey, Vicky, Desi King, Edo in here. Aqua Kiss. Yeah. J Rip. Sharon, what's happening? Okay, Des. I just wanted to make sure. Because sometimes, I get to cooking this shit. And, I didn't want you to think that at all. All right, let's finish listening what this nigga had to say.
Was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all...
Wait a minute.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
Man, I mean, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the
Hell
consequences
yeah.
when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, what? Oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit, because the man card means everything. But when you give...
Well, damn.
Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
The funny thing is, I believe him. I believe him. That's what's funny. Where the shit? Here the shit. Right here. Hold on, chat. I gotta find something to play real quick, because I gotta pee, chat. And then we gonna get into this Diddy shit. I got the paperwork right here. The new indictment they dropped on him on April 3rd, 2025. Superseding indictment. All they really did was they added 2 new counts. 2 new charges, that's it. And they added another victim. But see, they added 2 victims. First it was 1 victim, it was only victim 1, and that was Cassie. And then they added a victim 2 and 3. And that came out on in an indictment on January 30th. And now the one they put out on the 3rd no longer has victim 3. Just victim 2. So yeah, we're going to go over that real quick when I come back. I got to find something to play. Damn it. Here we go. We'll play this.
We are live.
We are live.
We are live on the scene.
Let's go.
Flight dog, too cold, too clean. Keep it tucked in my jeans. Live on the scene with A. Lou. Fuck these niggas want to do and I still bring sprue. Bitch. D-time. My city get wicked, you better carry you a blicky. Situation get sticky up in the jungle with the wicked. Everybody go get it and everybody got his tender measure ways of protecting this shit that working for. Forget it if you step it, just make sure you know exactly where you headed. Chop a bullets and hit you and leave you fucking that's beheaded. I'm a lyrical threat and I'm here with a message. I'm next to them rapping, I keep me a weapon. I'm out to offer, you go respect it, bitch. Damn right with the pistol play, but gang shit, you can take it that away. I ain't trying to have gang unit in my face. I own my case to catch a case that ain't safe or smart. I move dark when it's time to slide. Don't even have to celly on me with an alibi. If they say they got snitched, then I know they lying. Nigga ain't no dead man testifying. It's best to find somebody to play with. You may get played by somebody you came with. You hang with gangs, but you never was gang shit. And now you slain cause you never was gang, bitch, this gang shit. Don't even give a nigga time to talk. Triple D, we shoot first, he's an afterthought. If he thought and then talked, then we could've fought. But he talked and then thought about the check he bought. Correct the thoughts. If any nigga hating the money, I'ma keep it peeling like granite, crying over the onions. I'ma keep it peeling like granite with the toes and the bunions. I'ma keep it peeling, no cap but the drum. Got 100, you know how I'm coming. Enough is where I caught my case. I was really in Golan just a couple nights away. Then right away, I stepped on the gas to smash it. Then lights came on, nigga, that's my ass. Fuck. Hey Lou, you got you one. Chill. All right. I'm back and we still black. I'm back and we still black, goddammit. All right, so what I'm going to do with this Diddy shit, because I'm familiar with it, I'm not going to really just read through it. I'm going to basically tell y'all what happened in nigga terms so everybody can understand what's going on. So basically, ultimately, they end up arresting this nigga. and they're charging them with a RICO, which is racketeering in corruption organization in the organizing of the organizations and organisms. And that's a RICO. And what that mean is it's a bunch of people doing some shit. Okay. So look. It's Racketeer Influence Their Corrupt Organizations Act, a federal law designed to combat organized crime by allowing prosecution and civil penalties for racketeering activity performed as part of an ongoing criminal enterprise. Now listen, in nigga terms, basically this shit was invented for the mob back in the day, the Italian mob, because they could never catch the bosses doing any dirt because there was so many layers to the organization. They would always get the smaller guys, and the smaller guys would not talk. So they usually use this type of shit for gangs and organizations and shit, to where they can get the head man. So it's a situation of, okay, we didn't catch you doing nothing wrong, but we have proof that you are the head of this organization. And once it's 3 or more people, that's a gang. So not in these niggas, well, that's another story because I finna get into some street niggas. But anyway, Puffy, I don't understand how they charge this nigga with a RICO, because they only charging him. Now I can see them charging him with racketeering. That's something totally different. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm damn it. Make sure I'm explaining this shit right. And make sure I'm explaining it right. Damn it. Damn it, how you spell this shit? Now my brain is damn it now. See. Why am I? Bear with me, chat. Bear with me, damn it. R-A-C-K. Shit. There we go. Racketeering. Racketeering is a felony that involves a series of illegal activity that are often carried out by organized groups. The goal is to make money through illegal means such as extortion, fraud, or violence. So you could be charged with racketeering but not get hit with a RICO. It's crazy. This shit confusing to me. But yeah, I don't understand nothing. Like, I understand it, but I don't understand it. But anyway, so they charged Diddy with a RICO because he is alleged to have committed several crimes over the years, including shit like blowing up Kid Cudi car and beating up people and beating up bitches and, sex trafficking, flying hoes in and then doing the freak offs with the Cassie, making her get down for the freaky. Although it's people that say that the bitch was down with the freaky. I don't know. I wasn't there. And they was hiring the prostitutes and flying the prostitution in the shit and in the drugging and thugging, and they had the white boy that got caught up at the airborne. It's just a whole bunch of shit going on. And so they were saying that he is using his company as the cover for the criminal. He's using his company as a criminal organization because he got people like, he got an assistant named KK. And this is supposedly the bitch that's like right next to him, his right hand woman per se. And she helped recruit bitches and get the drugs and all that shit, man. Look, man, it's a whole twisted web, man. Nigga been in power for years. So they say this shit got to stop. And it all started with Cassie, because she went in there and told everything. See, look, it say from at least 2004 to 2024, him and his members were and associates, they was a criminal organization. They engaged in sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prostitution, coercion and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. They been doing all this shit. So they say, okay, these niggas did all this shit. This is what we charging with. So lock their ass up. So they talk about all the shit they did, the different supposed acts, when it happened, how it happened, the drugs he had some pink cocaine and shit, and supposedly he was drugging men and giving them shit to make them feel euphoria, and they would be out their mind and out their body, and it would help him to slip inside their body much easier. because they would be looser and shit. Yeah. See, look, transportation to engage in the prostitution. Right here. Right here. Now, let's see. I thought this was the shit they had. Yeah. Right here. Count 4 and count 3. This the new shit. Right here. This the new shit right here. Count 3 and count 4. That's the new shit. That's what I was looking for right there. Right there. Oh, and they asked for special sentencing factors. Yeah. I forgot what that meant. I looked it up. But that means some shit. Like, take into consideration that this nigga did this. Was it count 3 and count 4, count 4 and count 5? No, it was count 4 and count 5 that they added. Did I say that first? I don't know. Count 4 and count 5. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. And this is what they mentioned the victim too, right here. So this is the update. This is the superseding indictment, and they added count 4 and count 5, and we got a second victim. At first, it was only one victim, and that was Cassie. And now they got 2. Let me see. Person to engage in commercial sex act and attempted, aided, and abetted and willfully caused the same, to wit, Combs recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, and maintained victim 2, and attempted, aided, and abetted and willfully caused victim 2 to engage in commercial sex acts, knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact that victim 2 was engaging in commercial sex acts as a result of force, fraud, or coercion. Basically, he didn't give a damn how the bitch felt. Bust it open. Bend it over. Bust it open. I don't give a damn that it's illegal. It don't matter. I don't care how it happened or none of that shit. Bitch, bend it over. Bust it open. And that's the type of timing he was on. That's what they said now. I'm not saying that's what they said now. In the count 5, transportation to engage in the prostitution. The defendant knowingly transported individuals in interstate and foreign commerce with intent that the individuals engage in the prostitution and attempted, aided, and abetted and willfully caused the same, to wit, Combs transported, aided, and abetted and willfully caused the transportation of multiple individuals, including but not limited to victim 2 and commercial sex workers in interstate and foreign commerce on multiple occasions with the intent that they engage in the prostitution. So that's the new shit. That's basically it. That's basically it. They added some shit. That's basically it. Look at this. 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Had the freak offs. The freak off supplies. But anyway, that's it on the Diddy shit.